Today's lesson to our dear children of primary 16 is all about forest as a resource. And under forest as a resource, we shall look at the factors that influence forest distribution in East Africa. But before we continue, I want us first to go back and look at the previous lesson. If you look at the previous lesson, we looked at the types of forests in Uganda. We had the planted forest and also looked at the natural forest. And under natural forest, we looked at the characteristics, which the natural forest provided hardy wood. And also went ahead and looked at the tree species that are found in the natural forest. Look at the examples of trees that provide hardy wood. We had trees like mahogany, rosewood, African walnut, etc. Then we see that hardwood is used for making furniture. We also looked at the largest natural forest in Uganda, and that was the Budongo Natural Forest. So if they ask you to give the largest natural forest in Uganda, the answer is Budongo Natural Forest. Then if they ask you to give the largest natural forest in the central part of Uganda, then the answer is Mabira Natural Forest. We also looked at the second type, and that was planted vegetation. And under planted vegetation, we see that the planted vegetation provides softwood. And softwood is used for making pencils, used for making matchbox sticks, used for making softwood. And also look at the examples of tree species under planted vegetation. Where we looked at eucalyptus, we looked at pine, we looked at the conifers, etc. Now today, we are going to look at the forest distribution in East Africa. When we talk about forest distribution, we refer to the way how forests are distributed in East Africa. Then under that, we shall look at the factors. There are some factors that lead to the distribution of forest resources in East Africa. And under the factors, one we have climate. Now we are going to look at the factors influencing the distribution of forest resources in East Africa. Now look at the first factor, we have climate, or you can say rainfall. How does climate influence forest distribution? Areas that receive plenty of rainfall have plenty of vegetation as compared to areas with little rainfall. Now where do we find thick forests? Thick forests are found in areas where there is plenty of rainfall. So one, we have thick forests. So in case they ask that how does climate affect forest distribution? You say that areas that receive plenty of rainfall have thick forests as compared to areas with little rainfall. An example, look at Karamoja region in Uganda. That area or that region receives little rainfall. So if you look at the vegetation in Karamoja sub-region is scanty. So now where do we find scanty vegetation? Scanty vegetation is found in areas where there is little rainfall. Then we have plenty of rainfall, such areas have thick forests. Then we have type of the soil. We have type of the soil, or you can say nature of the soil. Areas with fertile soil have thick forests as compared to areas with infertile soil. So now if you look at the type of the soil, we are saying that areas with fertile soil have thick forests as compared to areas with infertile soil. So places that have got poor soils have scanty vegetation or forest. Then places that have got fertile soil have thick forest. Then we have the third factor as human activities. We have some examples of human activities that can help in conserving forests. Like now we can talk of afforestation, we can talk of reforestation, and also agroforestry. And we also have some human activities that affect the forest negatively. Like now we can talk of deforestation, lumbering, etc. So if that's clear, that how does human activities affect forest distribution in East Africa? You can see that some human activities can support the forest distribution in East Africa, unlike some other human activities that affect forest distribution negatively. Then we can look at examples of human activities. Examples of human activities that conserve forests or vegetation. What can we give as examples of human activities that can help in conserving, that can help in protecting, that can help in maintaining forests in Uganda or in East Africa? One, we have afforestation. And what does the word afforestation mean? Afforestation is the planting of trees where they have never been or where they have never existed. So they can ask you, what is afforestation? We are saying that afforestation is the planting of trees in areas where they have never existed. Then the second one is reforestation. When we talk of reforestation, we mean the planting of trees in areas where they have ever been or where they have ever existed. So there's a difference between afforestation and reforestation. Then we also have agroforestry. Agroforestry is the growing of crops and planting of trees on the same piece of land. When you plant trees and you also grow crops on the same piece of land, that one is called the agroforestry. Then also have bush fallowing. Remember I said bush fallowing? This is the act of living. You give your small piece of land time to regain its fertility. By the time you go back to check, you end up now getting the forest or the vegetation when it's there. Then we can also look at examples of human activities that destroy forests. How do we destroy forests? How do we destroy vegetation? How do we misuse vegetation? One, we are saying that through deforestation. Deforestation is the cutting down of trees without replacement. So the first human activity that can lead to the destruction of forests in East Africa is deforestation. And we are saying that deforestation is the cutting down of trees without replacement. Then you also have lumbering. What does the word lumbering mean? Lumbering is the cutting down of mature trees for timber. So with lumbering, you cut only mature trees for timber. Then you also have swamp drainage. And what does the word swamp drainage mean? That draining away of swamps due to human activities, like you can talk of farming, you can talk of settlement, etc. Then lastly, we have bush burning. When you carry out bush burning, still you are going to clear away the forest or vegetation in an area. So these are some of the examples of human activities that can destroy forests in East Africa. My dear children, primary 6A, still we can go back and we check. Said, one, we began with the factors influencing the vegetation, the forest distribution in East Africa. Factors influencing the distribution of forest resources in East Africa. where we looked at the climate, and we see that under climate, areas that receive plenty of rainfall have thick forests as compared to areas with little rainfall. The type of the soil, or you can say nature of the soil, we see that areas with fertile soils have thick forests as compared to areas with infertile soil. Then under human activities, we see that we have some examples of human activities that can help in conserving the forest. Like we talked of afforestation, reforestation, agroforestry, and also have bush farming. Then we have some examples of human activities that can affect forest resources negatively. Like now we talked of deforestation, lumbering, swamp drainage, and also bush burning. So before I end my lesson, I want to remind you about the activity. The activity is on the hard copy, and I'm just requesting you to come and pick that copy. Then after you go through, check where you don't understand, so you can talk to me. Otherwise, thank you for listening to me.